Disclaimer: this video is for education purposes only. It is for DIY folks that have a basic understanding of plumbing or any type of mechanical skill. I am not responsible for any outcome by the use of this informational video. Thanks for watching. Hi, today at Basic Plumbing, we are going to do a simple installation of lavatory supplies, 1/2 inch by 3/8. These are the basic tools we're going to use and products. This is just a basic pipe joint compound. I'm going to put that in around the connections. You want a rag, which is an old t-shirt of mine. A small adjustable wrench. This is a basin wrench. It's an extendable basin wrench. This tool is actually very much needed in most applications. It's pretty hard to get to the top nuts underneath where the lavatory is actually connected, the faucet. So these are usually used for that. So these guys up here are pretty tight to get to most of the time. And that's what we use this tool for. Okay guys, so what we've got here is a pedestal lavatory sink. And it's got a base which kind of helps support it, but it's more there for aesthetics. It's kind of pretty looking. So, and it covers up all the plumbing. So that is pretty easy to remove. All you do is you just take it and kind of lift up on the top part. This should be properly supported to the wall with anchors or a support system or something. This thing is got to be supported properly. If you start to pull this out and this thing falls off, you've got more problems. So slowly slide this guy out of here. And as you can see, they supported this properly against the wall. So now, cut. Okay guys, so next what we're going to do is we're going to turn the water supply off. These are your 1/2 inch copper by 3/8 OD angle stops. So this is, instead of having to go downstairs and shut the valve off at the main, you can shut the water off right here. That's what these are used for. So we're going to go ahead and turn them off. These are, as you can tell, old. If they're so old that you put your hands on it and the handle falls off, you're going to have to replace those. But if they will still turn like these are doing, and you notice that the water is off at the sink, then you should be fine. This guy's taking a little longer. Okay. Now we're going to check the water coming out of the sink. Nothing. And nothing. Hot and cold sides, both off. Next, we're going to go ahead and take these lavatory supplies off. These are 20-inch lavatory supplies. So typically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to measure from the center of this angle stop to the bottom of your faucet here. That will tell you how long your supplies need to be. Everybody does rough in differently, I've seen in most homes. There's a standard for this, but a lot of the time you're not going to run into that. I have a small cup here, and you just take that cup and go ahead and loosen up your connection there. And you shouldn't be getting any water, not much. we'll open up the faucet to let the air out, and that will let the water go into the cup. That's the way you do it. And next we'll go to the other side here. Take this guy apart here. Come undone easily. All right, so now I drain a little bit of water into there. I recommend having a small bucket, but I've done this plenty of times and I know what I'm doing, but definitely recommend having a small bucket. That'd probably be better. We'll pour the water down the sink. All right. Next, we are going to take the actual water supply connection out, and these are old set of basin wrench here, so it not the easiest in the world to use. Typically you don't have to put your hand on it, you can just use the spring. There's an actual spring, which this doesn't have anymore. It doesn't have much spring left. There's a spring there, and that will hold tight to the nut. So now we're going to take that off. There you go. These are very worn, out of commission supplies. So we've got nice new 1/2 by 3/8 supplies. So we're going to connect this bottom one here. Sorry, I'm missing a step. First thing we want to do is get some of this here and just add a little tiny dab to the inside of the supply there. And do the same on this side. You literally can just kind of get it in there within the threads and you're okay. Whoops, nice little drip there. That's why we have a rag. So, you're going to take that guy and you're going to screw it up onto the faucet. And there is a rubber gasket type thing stuck up in there. And what that does is that just creates a nice seal. So this pipe dope is just a lubrication. It's just lubricating the threads and lubricating the rubber. So nothing bites too hard and gets torn. So you don't tear the inside of the rubber gasket. Now we're going to take our small adjustable wrench. Get that guy there. And the tightness of this is just snug. That's all you want. You don't want to over tighten it, crank it down so hard that you break the angle stop or the rubber inside, and you'll get that spin out of the supply there. So what you do is you just hold on to the supply with your hand, and there you go. And that'll spin the actual nut. If you can see that, that'll spin the nut on that supply. Get it to where it's just snug right there. That's perfect. So now, wipe down a little bit. Just wipe a couple things off. All right. Now we're going to connect this guy up here with our basin wrench. Remember lefty loosey, righty tighty. That's pretty hard to see that. Hopefully you can see it. And we're going to get that guy just snug on there. It's a feeling thing. You got to feel it. And it feels like it's getting nice and snug. You know you're there. There it is. That's snug. And that's it. So what we're going to do is We'll do the same thing on this side for the hot, and we will not go through that part of the video.